everybody, welcome back to Painted Scenes. I'm your host, Mr. Let's Paint, and today we're going to review the movie Gravity, the blockbuster out there right now that you can see in stores, starring in movie theaters, starring Sandra Bullock and George Clooney together at last in a movie. We've been waiting forever to see them be in a movie, and we wanted to see them do all this wonderful stuff like a love affair of sorts, but no. It was not. It was, they were always bitching and complaining with each other, and there was no love going on. There was no love, excitement going on in that program, in that movie, and I was thoroughly disappointed. There was no full frontal nudity, you know what I mean? With the whole shebang out in outer space. No, it was just some kind of, we're going to do outer space crap and stuff like that, and we're going to use all these effects and you know, we're out of air, I can't breathe. I'm missing my home, I'm missing my doggy. That was a great scene when Sandra Bullock was missing her little puppy, her little poodle, her white poodle, and she was in her spacesuit. Oh, my poodle at home. I wish that NASA would have let me bring back the poodle with me here in outer space. And then George Clooney, this was probably the scene that should have been. And so George Clooney comes in, and then they get all cuddly, and they start cuddling. And that was the scene that was not in this movie, the cuddling part, but the missing the dog was. And I don't want to tell you much more, except for it is, if you're a sci-fi fan and you love sci-fi and you love George Clooney and Sandra Bernhard, is it Sandra Bernhard? What's her name? Did I miss her name? Well, whatever. Then you're gonna love this movie. Okay, so let's paint a scene. Now, this is a scene that I would have liked to have seen in the movie, but wasn't there. This is a scene that they cut out, and this was a scene where they actually were fornicating out in outer space. George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. Sandra Bullock. That's her name. Okay, so we're going to work with some space colors, outer space, usually kind of dark here, okay? So, by the way, so it's a good movie. Out of 7 brushes, I would give it brushes of maybe a 7. 7 brushes out of 10. 7 paint brushes, okay. All right, for Painted Scenes, this is Mr. Let's Paint, but we're going to keep painting because we're going to paint a scene. And we're taking your calls, 818-528-4516. All right, so they're out there, and they went outside. They had to fix some sort of weird, oxygen tank on the outside of the spaceship. And so Sandra Bullock is out there flying around, floating in space. And then, of course, George Clooney is inside, and he was looking at a Hustler magazine and taking care of himself that way in his little private quarters there inside the spaceship. But then he got the alert that Sandra Bullock was out there, and she was a damsel in distress, floating out there, in gravity, literally, and missing her poodle. And this is, just tragic. And so, of course, George Clooney, being such a woman, a ladies' man, he finally said, "Hey, this is time to get me a piece of that Sandra Bullock and stuff." So he got on his spacesuit, and he rendezvoused. He floated out there into outer space to meet up with Sandra Bullock, and then they ultimately did it. They were the first space couple to do it floating in gravity. And this is a scene you did not see, but we're going to paint it right now. 818-528-4516. Talking about the blockbuster movie Gravity. Go out there and see it if you haven't seen it, or not. Maybe you don't need to see it, or we could pretend to see it as we do here on Painted Scenes. We paint scenes from movies that you either seen or not seen, or imagine what you've seen, which is always kind of neat. It's nice to imagine different things. So let's go paint the space suits and get these guys. So that's outer space, guys. Outer space. Look at that. Fantastic outer space action. Let's get going on here with that. So I got some white paint here. I put that's the white paint right there. Boom. Okay, so now this is a special space suit that I'm making, where they interlock. It's an interlocking space suit, so you can get the two bodies in there at the same time. Okay, so that's the that's the top, the bubble thing. And so this will be George Clooney here, and this is Sandra Bullock there, okay? And then they're going to be kissing and doing some more stuff down below. All right, so there's that, and then there's one arm there, or I know maybe they'll be hugging. They'll be hugging because they're having having a good time. So there you go. Just like that, we're going to kind of work that idea out. Maybe we don't stay with this idea, but or change it up. But for the time being, I think that's going to work here, and we're going to try to make this work and hash it out. Just like anything in life or any creative activity that one has, you got to hash it out, and things might not have worked. In fact, I was talking to the director of the movie, and there was a lot of problems on the set, and they had to hash it out. And so painting and movies and creativity, there are things that need to be hashed out, and hashtag gravity, hashtag painted scenes, hashtag let's paint TV, hashtag your mama. Things got to be worked out. Things got to be worked out, and we just got to go that route. Okay, so just kind of hack away, as they say here. So a lot of times you want to just wipe away anything that looks kind of completely wrong, and right now I don't like that. So let's wipe that off, and let's get their faces going on here as a starter. And what we could do too is I'm kind of thinking I want to make it a vertical. Okay, now this is going to throw me off about a whole bunch, but that's all right. We got started here, and if I do that, I got to fix the camera. Damn it. Okay. Oh wait, no, I can just lower this. Let me lower this. That would be better. Let's just lower it here. You're watching Painted Scenes. We're reviewing the movie Gravity and painting a scene from the movie, guys. Right here, right now. Taking your calls, 818-528-4516. Okay, so I kind of screwed that up, I felt. So I'm just going to knock it all out, and we still got space, and we're all okay. But again, I want to get the two guys, the two people, basically having a good time in their spacesuits. So let's go ahead and do this. Let's try it again, and let's just kind of get them naked first. Let's get them naked and have them naked, okay? So and embracing each other, okay? So they're going to be embracing each other naked style. You know what I mean? Okay, and outer space. They'll be in outer space. So maybe no spacesuit, or maybe just the tops of the spacesuit. How about that? Okay, so they're naked, but then they're also kind of having sex, because that's what we really wanted to see, guys. Wasn't it a disappointing thing? I mean, I'm telling you, that was disappointing not having seen full-on sex between George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. I wanted to see that in Gravity. So since we can't see it in the real life, let's imagine it and let's paint it right here on Painted Scenes. Okay, so let's do that. I'm going to make their bodies even bigger. Let's make it bigger. Make the space. So look again, and wham, bam, 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 boom. As George Clooney said to Sandra Bullock, wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. Okay, so here we go. Bigger heads. All right. There. So because we got to, fill up the space on the canvas. Okay, so there is the two little bubble head things, and now, and let's scratch out some body here, some body parts here. There we go. Just kind of get. It doesn't have to be perfect. Just get some of the paint off, because it's just not gonna less of a battle that you're gonna have here. So here's one head. Okay, here's another head, and this is gonna work out. I think it's gonna work out here. Hopefully. So I'm gonna put Sandra Bullock on the left for the moment. We could switch it up here. Okay, and somehow they're embraced. They're in love. All right, and how about a little leg on that? Yeah, there you go. Full on. They're floating. They're floating in space. There's George Clooney there, kind of floating, and there's Sandra Bullock floating. They're floating in space. Let's put her leg over there like that. Yeah, that's it. Yeah, we're kind of feeling this out as we should, and flying by the seat of our pants, as one should every once in a while. we should be doing that. All right, guys? Okay, so there they are floating in space. Let me give her some hair, okay? And let me get out of your shot here. Let's give her some hair. 818-528-4516. Painted Scenes. I'm your host, Mr. Let's Paint. Reviewing and painting the scene from the blockbuster movie Gravity. Great movie. Little disappointed, as most movies are nowadays. A little disappointing, but nevertheless, a great blockbuster movie. Go out there and watch it. You will not be disappointed. Though you would be disappointed looking for this scene of them having fun floating in the outer depths of the outer space. That did not happen, but we sure do wish it did. Okay, so there they are. They're kind of having a good time. Having a good time. I'm having a good time. Floating, and you know, that must be quite a neat thing to be, floating around in outer space, and also engaging in some extracurricular activities. Must be quite a feeling. Oh, what a feeling! Oh, what a feeling! Okay, let's get some face action here, and see if I can get some titties going on here. There, little tit action. And boom. Let's get some of the extremities involved here. And we might need to resort to a smaller brush. I don't have a smaller brush. That's something else we need to work on. But we'll work with that nevertheless. Let's put some stars in the background here, guys. Boom. There's some little different stars floating around. Boom, boom. Boom, 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 boom. Doom, 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 doom. Do, 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 do. We're almost there, guys. Let's put some little face eyeballs and all that kind of stuff. Okay, here's George Clooney. There he is. And there's Sandra Bullock. Okay, they're having a good time. I might not be showing it in the painting because of my no, they're engrossed with each other. They are, they're escaping they're escaping their reality. Their fucked up reality, being stuck, and they're out of oxygen. Time is running out, and they're having some fun. Finally having some fun. Letting all that pent up energy, and cabin fever by far a big problem when you go up in outer space, as a lot of us have now more recently because of that ability to do so. So there you go. They are Interlaken, Switzerland. Great place. That's it, guys. That is it. There you go. A lovely painted scene that we did not see. Did not see this scene in the movie Gravity, but we all wish we saw it. And there, we painted it for you right here. Go out and see the movie Gravity, starring Sandra Bullock and Kurt Dempsey. Sandra Bullock and George Clooney. Gravity. Go out, see it in movies today. And you've been watching Painted Scenes. Seven brushes, guys, out of 10. It's a decent movie if you're into sci-fi and you're a fan of George Clooney and Sandra Bullock. Until tomorrow, we'll be painting another famous movie and paint a scene and review it and all that. I'm Mr. Let's Paint. Goodbye!